fray. Starting right now, here's your host Alfredo Leon.
Gala, and we're back with a regular video this time, and it has to do with the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, as Brad Keselowski was able to get back-to-back wins just before the playoffs started on last Sunday, as Brad Keselowski wasn't a championship contender before the two Crown Jewel victories at the Southern 500 and the Brickyard 400, which pushed him into title contention after not looking like it at all for the majority of the regular season. His door-slamming race with Denny Hamlin in the closing laps of Monday's rain-delayed Brickyard race was supposed to be Sunday, but it was postponed because of rain, which the Xfinity race was also run last Monday at the Brickyard as well. Rain-delayed Brickyard awakened the NASCAR audience just in time for the chase. For months, it looked like the final four slots in the season finale were a lock. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Martin Truex Jr. have dominated all season and embarrassed the competition. The so-called Big Three combined for 17 of the 26 regular season wins that pretty much lapped everyone else. With the amount of domination, made NASCAR a tough draw heading into its showcase 10-race playoff schedule that goes directly against the NFL for viewers. But Keselowski has provided a twist and goes to Sunday's opening playoff race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway with momentum. The 2012 champion was winless 2 weeks ago and 8th in the standings. His victories moved him to 4th to start the playoffs, which is right behind the Big Three. Here's Keselowski speaking of what the final laps were like to Marty Snyder, courtesy of NBCSN.
There was some emotion in there. I've got to know those final few laps with Denny Hamlin. That was an outright duel.
It was. You know, I got to give credit where credit's due. My crew chief, Paul Wolf, he made a heck of a call to pit there. We pitted kind of late in the stage, or late in that run, and the yellow came out. We had new tires. We started 8th, and it was kind of like he gave me the ball. You know how that goes, Marty. He gave me the ball, and I had to make a play. And I'm like, dang, this is going to be tough. But, you know, we weren't a dominant car by any means, but Paul and everybody executed a incredible race, and I just had to do my job. And here we are in Victory Lane at the Brickyard. God, I wish RP was here. I know he's watching at home, and oh, what a day.
Keselowski also spoke on how much momentum he has in more. There's a lot of conversation based around momentum, but there's not a lot of what we're going to really take from it in Vegas. Keselowski also said at Indianapolis. We're proud of this win, for sure, but it's no guarantee for any success in the playoffs. Keselowski and Clint Bowyer are the only two drivers outside the top three with multiple Cup victories this season. Bowyer's wins were in the spring, and until this burst from Keselowski, the trio has not been challenged on a consistent basis. Here's also what to know before the playoffs start. Truex, the reigning NASCAR champion, has stumbled over the last month and doesn't have a top 10 finish since his run-up effort at Watkins Glen, and his team is also folding. Virtual Racing, the single-car Denver-based race team that helped Truex to the championship, is closing at the end of the year. Team owner Marty Visser doesn't have any sponsorship to field a championship-contending car next year, so he's shutting down the operation. Although Truex and the 78 team are looking for jobs, he doesn't think that it will distract them within the next 10 weeks, the members. We've got a bunch of great guys here, a great bunch of hardcore racers, Truex said. Nobody is going to put their heads down and give up. I can promise you that. We're going to come out swinging in Vegas. Also, Jimmy Johnson, who is looking for an 8th title, got the 15th spot in a 16-driver field and is looking like a long shot. His long shot to win that record championship. Johnson's last victory was well over a year ago at Dover, and Hendrick Motorsports is still lagging behind. The team then put 3 drivers in the playoffs with Johnson, Chase Elliott, and Alex Bowen, but Elliott has the organization's only win this year. Johnson has been affected by both Hendrick's struggles and Chevrolet's slow rollout of the Camaro. Although Chevy has drivers in the playoffs, only Elliott and Austin Dillon have gone to victory lane this year. Johnson and the 48 team have not won in more than 49 races, haven't run up front most of the season, and could be headed towards a first-round playoff exit based on their performance. Harvick and his series-high 7 victories have overshadowed the fact that Stewart-Haas Racing has put all 4 of his drivers in the playoffs. Harvick is joined by Bowyer, Kurt Busch, and Eric Almirola, who replaced Danica Patrick in the lineup this season. The team has been equal since Almirola joined and has been the flagship of the Ford brand. SHR helped put Ford and manufactured best 7 teams in the playoffs as the Blue Oval brand looks for its first Cup title since 2004 when Busch was driving a Ford then. There are also new tracks in the playoffs for the first time. One of them is the opener at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, which got a second date on the Cup's schedule this year. It's a small shakeup to an otherwise stagnant calendar that unveils all the new looks in the first round. Vegas is followed by Richmond International Raceway, which had always been the regular season finale, is in the playoff rotation for the first time. Charlotte Motor Speedway closes the first round, but it developed into a roval for its elimination race, in which both the speedway and the infield will be used. Kyle Busch had 6 victories and was a points leader at the end of the regular season, in which he was awarded the regular season championship. His Joe Gibbs Racing team has been uneven this season, with Busch, the rest of his team, outperforming his teammates. Eric Jones and Denny Hamlin both made the playoffs, but only Jones has a win this season amongst those two. Busch has been a class of Toyota, and even though JGR has an alliance with Truex's team, they are on-track rivals, and Busch has been far superior this season, for sure, especially what he's done. And the thing is now with Keselowski getting a win at Indianapolis, it goes to show you the momentum he has now, winning back-to-back races after not really showing it much this year. And he credited Paul Wolfe, his crew chief, for a great call, pitting with like 17 laps earlier and be able to get the track position. And he had the much fresher tires late in the race, and was able to be able to hold off for the way to pass Hamlin late when Hamlin looked like he had the best car. But Keselowski did not have the best car, and amazing how he went from 0 to 2 crown jewels real quick, like Drake, 0 to 100 real quick, get it? And the thing is now, Keselowski's got 2 of them after winning under 500 prior week for the first time for Penske since 1975, in which he ran a paint scheme similar to what Rusty Wallace had when he ran for Miller Lite Penske Genuine Draft in 1990, but he wasn't driving for Roger Penske yet. I think he joined the team the next year, if I'm not mistaken. But that was a great win for him, and Wolf thought that was the best ever, and I'm pretty sure the Brickyard topped that off for many times, because the Brickyard 400, a lot of big-time winners have won there, especially the Indy 500, when Will Power won there this year for Team Penske, and Roger Penske had been lacking a Brickyard 400 for a long time, and 25 tries, never won it, and finally did this time with Keselowski, who's, like I said, won back-to-back Crown Jewels after not winning any in his career. And Penske had a great year at the Brickyard, and let's see now with their Cup program if they could be able to move on and try to get a championship, but it's going to be tough going to Vegas. The race is actually tomorrow, which will be on NBCSN coverage at 3 o'clock there. And let's see what Keselowski can do. He's got a tough competition, especially, let's see how he could be able to stack up against the big three, even though Truex has struggled lately, but it's the playoffs now. He could definitely turn it on. But let's see if other guys could be able to step up, like Kyle Larson and guys like that as well. Clint Boyer, see if they could be able to make a name in the playoffs as well. Chase Elliott. Or could an underdog like Jimmy Johnson, it's hard to believe he's an underdog, but he is because of his struggle this year. Or Alex Bowman could make noise, but they're likely headed to a first-round exit. But you never know. Things happen in the playoffs. Crazy things have happened. And let's see if Keselowski and the other guys can try to figure out and be able to move on to the round of 8. Especially they got to get through the Roval at Charlotte, which would be very interesting there. And, of course, Richmond, which has never been in the playoffs before. Usually it was the one leading to the playoffs, but now it's the one ending in the second round, in the second race of the first round of the playoffs, after previously, like I said, being the designer before the playoffs, when that was a must-win. But I'm sure the Brickyard for it, they did that. The reason is because not a lot of people were going to the races, and because NASCAR's had a lot of declining attendance the last couple of years, they try to get people to go to the races, and that probably makes sense, especially removing a New Hampshire race, doing it again once a year, try to draw more people to go. Because if they don't go this time, they would have to wait another year. But now with the Brickyard, in their case, they're trying to be able to draw like they did for the Indy 500. But this isn't the Indianapolis 500. This is the Brickyard 400. It's not at the same level, unfortunately. And the Pants haven't been able to go to the race as much. But now let's see if they could. Unfortunately, this time, because of the rain, they couldn't really get to see whether it made a difference or not. But on a nice day, maybe eventually when they have the race again next year, let's see if it actually makes a difference. With no weather being involved, and that could actually be a great race. And that was a great finish there, because Keselowski bumping Hamlin, who got the win, and he did what he had to do. Hamlin just wasn't able to hold him off, and Keselowski just wanted it more. And especially, he won there in Xfinity Series before, but he never won it in the Cup. And he finally did on the Cup level, and that was pretty neat to do that. So That's nice, and let's see what he can do in the playoffs, which is begin tomorrow. So I'm trying to get this in before that, so that's what I'm doing right now. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like. If you are brand new, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.